We're gonna hope for the best. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. It seemed it was almost like my computer was like the first thing I checked was to see if like my computer had too many things saved on it, like that it was just overloaded with RAM, with whatever you call it, doesn't have enough RAM or whatever the case, enough memory.
You got so much RAM, bro.
I feel like I do. I feel like I have a lot of RAM. I think you're right about that. I can't lie. And yet and still here we are. All right, let's try this again and see if it works. All right, here we go.
Hey friends, it's time for another new episode of the Two Clouded Mind Show with your favorite hosts, Chris.
I have a very caveman brain.
And Dave.
He's falling apart in front of our eyes.
Subscribe to the Two Clouded Mind Show on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Two Clouded Minds, baby. I love you guys.
Oh my God, you're meant to do that.
What's going on, everybody? I'm not Chris. Hello and welcome to the Two Clouded Mind Show. I'm Dave. I am joined by Anthony. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, pal.
How you doing, buddy? Isn't this an interesting situation? Whew.
It is, dude.
For sure it is.
So bring back the times.
So full explanation here, because right off the bat, right off the rip, as Chris would say, there's something amiss. Something is not normal right now. Something is not quite the same as it always is here on the Two Clouded Mind Show. Chris is not with us right now. It's just me and Anthony. So here's what happened. What happened was we all recorded an episode a couple days ago that was supposed to come out on time. But my computer decided, no. We sat and talked for like an hour and 15 minutes. I recorded it as I normally do. Same procedure as always. And then the next day, I go to like edit and then upload the video so that it was ready for Wednesday. And I have a 39-minute video with perfect audio. And the actual video itself is like all, basically it was like a series of still frames. It was like that.
Pixelized?
No. It was clear, but it wasn't playing. It was essentially just a still frame. And then
it would move to a different one.
Go to a different one, right? Like 20 seconds later or 30 seconds later, it would like go to now a different frame and then go to a different frame. So like the video was like lagging so hard that it basically was just a series of still frames. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I could just release this. Like this is trash, but I can put it out because the audio is good. But it only recorded 39 minutes of our hour and 15-minute conversation.
I was just gonna. That was my question. I had a question, and then it reminded me of something.
Go ahead.
So the question was it like from at least like when you started recording, or it was just like a rando 39?
It was the first 39 minutes.
So
it started when we started.
Like imagine you just started like 12 minutes in. And
it's just a chunk. Right. It was 39 non-consecutive minutes.
And now that whole still frame thing reminded me of something that we did, but basically you did a long time ago. Is it ringing a bell at all?
Still frame thing? I mean, I've done some still frame things. Did we do still frame?
Buddy.
Oh, did we do still frame for the Hulk? No. I did something.
But I'm going further than that.
I think I green screened you for the Hulk or something like that. I had you blue screened.
Dude, you painted me green for the Hulk.
I painted you green and then I blue screened you so that you could jump off the screen into the air. Remember that? You like jumped
right, yes,
way
that's
up
true.
in the air high.
No, I was going before that football. Still nothing?
When we had the target practice thing?
Oh no, dude! You did we did that, but you did the
stop motion football. That's right.
Stop motion.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I did Anthony and I played paper football, but I did it all stop motion. So the little football like goes and it does like a swirly, and then like we kick it and it just flies.
Dude,
up
it was epic.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It was very short though.
The audio you
stop. I used Tecmo Bowl, right? Tecmo Bowl
audio.
Or
something. It was like
ready.
It was just like
Hut. Yep. I
That
used
was
Tech
epic.
Mobile sounds.
Epic. One of
I totally
one of
forgot
the
about that.
many creations you made that were phenomenal.
I would love to do something like that again, but the stop motion, man, I don't know, like it takes so much time. Like it is incredibly time consuming and like painstaking. Like people, I have to give a lot of credit to people who do like claymation, stop motion, and all this like these movies and shows and stuff. That shit is amazing. Stop motion. If you have the patience, and like if you watch, have you ever seen like a time lapse of somebody doing stop motion where it's a video of them doing their thing, like, and
It's like forever.
yeah, and they're moving the figure like the smallest little bit, and they keep just over and over and over for just like hours and hours and hours and hours. I have so much respect for that. I would love to do another stop motion thing, but damn, it takes so long.
Well, I think the reason you did it was it was a new task and new skill for you to try.
Right.
So like you had to do it as opposed to now, you're much more advanced than you were back then, and you're like, I don't need to do that shit.
Right,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Like I don't need to be doing that, but like I would like to. But you're right though. Like a lot of that early stuff that I did was just to learn the skill. I was like, I gave myself assignments.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is my assignment for this. This is my assignment for this. I gave myself the assignment to make a show, a weekly episode, and the fantasy football was born. The fantasy football show was born. So
Great time.
oh yeah.
Still great times without the show, just still doing it.
Well, yeah, that I mean, I'm glad for the way that it evolved. Like for people who don't know, I had it was I think our second year in our fantasy football league, and one of the things that annoyed me, I always say about TV or whatever, or about the world, was that when we did our fantasy football draft, I would turn on ESPN and they wouldn't be talking about our league at all. Like they wouldn't give any of the updates. They didn't give any of the highlights for our fantasy football league. I found it to be rude and disrespectful. And so I decided I would make my own sports center for our fantasy league. So that was me, making a weekly episode. Can I do this? Am I capable of, repeating this thing, putting an episode out every single week, having it be structured, having it have segments, the whole 9 yards, like everything that I wanted to do. It was my little mini version of a TV show. It was sometimes 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. Like they weren't really long. Some of them were long, but it wasn't about the duration of the show. It was about just putting in the content, the hero, each week's GOAT, key matchups for next week, that type of thing. Like just basic, but can I do this every week and like repeat it and keep it up and be able to produce this? And I did it for 6 years. And the reason why I stopped doing it was, partially because it started to become a lot more work than it was sort of worth as far as the return, as far as like people who were actually watching it in a 12-person league, like 6 people max would be watching this video. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But the big reason was I graduated. I was doing this show, preparing myself. I didn't know for what. And then Spirit for Spirits came along. And so I graduated up from doing doing the football show to doing an actual show. And I knew at that point, like, it was ridiculous. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall to some of the early conversations between me and Albert. But it took me almost a year to convince him that we could do this, that I could do this. And my evidence was the fantasy football show. I was like, but I did the fantasy football show, dude. I can do this.
But maybe he was one of the 6 that didn't watch.
I can promise you that he was one of the 6 that didn't watch. He only watched probably one. He would watch one episode a year, and it was the one that he hosted. Yeah,
my man. But like even so with that show, dude, like when you first started, and then the progression of the button and a little spin, and then how it just became like the show. You could see you graduated each year in a sense. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, every person who enjoyed it was blessed. It was like your own ESPN for your own league. Like people would, most people that I like appreciate would like love that, would pay extra for that. You know,
Yeah.
I would pay for like, dude, you get your own. Even before that, you like your first year, Facebook posts, dude. Nobody even puts in the work on the weekly fucking text you did as
Oh,
opposed to a
I
video.
wrote a column. I wrote a weekly column. Yeah, the first year
He took out an ad in the paper and he wrote a column, dude.
I did. I wrote
was great.
wrote a big column the first year. Every week I would do a write up of the league, and that's what was. I was like, the next year I was like, shit, I want to do a show like this. I want to convert this write up into a visual medium. So yeah, the early iterations were holographic heads up display. So I would like touch a button on the screen. The screen was between me and the viewers, between you and me. So I would touch a button on the screen and something would happen, and this would the headline would deploy, and then the thing would start. I then realized that I learned those skills. Like I got that stuff in my bag. I was like, all right, I got this. It's way too much work. I know what I'm doing. I get the thing. I understand how to make these things and how to animate these things, and I've accomplished that goal. Now I'm just wasting my time. Now I'm just doing this for no reason. So let me do something else. So I switched from that to green screen, and I started working on green screen and learning that and doing all that stuff.
Green screen is the real deal.
Green screen is I mean, you have to, if you're an editor, or if you're I don't know if you could, like, pretty much if you're working with a camera these days, you're probably you're probably doing something with green screen. With the way social media is, like my niece and nephew, who are 8 and 10 and 8, I believe, or 9, whatever they are, they're young, and they both know what green screen is. Like they're fully aware of what green screen is and like how it works and like what they're not like technically how it works, but like what people do with
the technology we are in, or is that because of you?
It's not because of me.
No,
I don't think so. I think it's because they see it on TV, or on the internet or whatever. They see it on
my kids. It's because of like us. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the same would apply for them. Like they would have heard it, but they heard it long before they could have heard it on TV because they were behind on green screens at like the ages of under 5.
Your kids.
Yeah.
That's like your kids is actually a little bit different. Like your kids had a lot more exposure to me and my production than my niece and nephew ever have. A lot more, like your niece, your daughter was in a couple of my videos. Both of your daughters have been in my videos, but like Livia has been in a couple of my videos, and
yeah.
My niece and nephew have not at all. So they don't know. Like your kids have way more exposure to me doing all that stuff. But we had a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Good old days, bro.
Is that a Dragon Ball Z
I was actually
hat?
watching some. It is.
Got you. I was wondering why you put it on there, but yeah. There you go.
Because I'm a loser. Because I remember like when you was in the chat and the sleeper for the league, like those written pop quiz.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do. Is like the pop quiz is like a callback to the column.
No, right. I mean, like it's anything you do is great, dude. It's like because most people don't do anything. No, I'm not saying like I mean
the effort.
Whatever,
what you're saying is the effort I put in as a fantasy football commissioner is probably more effort than other commissioners put in. And I fully agree.
Your effort on your worst week is 100 times more than anybody. I'm in 7 or 8 leagues going into this year. I mean, granted, a few of them are with you, so like but like, there's no comparison. I mean, yeah, now with Sleeper, it's text friendly, so like messages are popping off in leagues, sure, but there's nothing. There's no comparison. Nobody gives a shit.
It's true.
You have anything that touches your name, you put your best foot forward and try to do your best with it. So I think that's awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm learning. I'm getting better at my new job. I sold out
today. Did I tell you?
Oh yeah, I sold out that entire
Yeah,
break.
there's no way you're gonna be able to see me with like I saw you. You were sitting here like you marked something down. You were
Oh,
explaining
dude,
something.
there is
you
so
left.
much going on. Like I'm still so new. Like I was supposed to train for 3 to 6 months before I got onto a stream. I've been there 2 months. I've been there 2 months, and
So
I'm
you're
already
supposed to just work like assisting with the
Yeah.
organizing, doing that stuff.
right. Do all the stuff that the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
who's
no, I saw it.
decided
I saw you today. I think the screen looks better than like the other time. I like that split versus the other ones.
We changed it. We changed it up. A couple of the guys don't like it. It's funny. These guys are streamers, but they don't like being on camera. Like they're not comfortable being on camera. It's very
Well,
funny
that's
to
one
me.
thing. Not liking it because they aren't comfortable is different than not liking it because of the way it looks. I think like I understand, whole screen for said customer viewer. You want, so they can kind of grasp everything. But like the way you had it, I've seen other people that are, in the lengths of what you guys do and up there, upscale. Like that's how it is. Like you have that bar across the top. You see what, the people or
Right.
person,
Right.
and then you have the break
The display,
situation.
right.
So like I like that much better than the whole screen because then I'm just looking like at some point I'm just looking at the same shit over and over again.
Right. It's just this.
And I don't like
just
the
boxes sitting there and maybe some hands.
dude. Yeah, you're seeing it like I'm not at a poker table. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like what is this? So like and then like the one with the box, like where you have like that person's head and you can kind of move around, like that's not good. Ultimately, the way you have it, I think, is the best version I've seen on anything. Like I like that. I see that like your desk office and then your front of it and what you're doing. Like I like that. I think that's so much better.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I didn't come up with that. Obviously, it's just like they did that originally, and then they kind of got away from the 2-camera thing, and they were just doing the 1-camera thing. But then my boss found out that like the algorithm prioritizes the ones that have the like, facial camera or whatever. So we started doing that again. And I do think it looks better. We could probably reconfigure our room though, because like I see a lot of other channels you can see both people in the room. You know what I mean? There's the one person and then the other person sitting to the side, like you can see that person. I would love to reconfigure the room so that we could do it that way as well. And then maybe dress
Absolutely. Now that you guys are doing that.
dress up the rack that's in the back a little bit differently, and but maybe we'll get around to that.
I compare you guys to this one group. I don't want to say their name, but it's BB, but I know their full name. But
Yeah, I know
it's
it.
a young group,
I know it.
and they just opened up their own card store, but they have the same layout. You know what I mean? Like it's the main guy and the guy that's doing the side situation. Their whole screen, and then what you're looking at in front of you. Like that's crisp. So I think that hopefully you guys keep it that way, regardless of algorithm. I think it just looks better.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. We hit a color blast today, a Peyton Manning color blast out of Phoenix.
Ooh.
Yeah, we did a half
Nice.
case Phoenix break, and we were just praying to God that the color blast was in that half of the case. It's like, please let there be. Please let there be.
Is that what
a
you were
color
doing
blast.
the divvy for?
The break included it was the 8 Phoenix boxes and then the underdogs, the repacks that were there. Yeah, I did several divvies for that, and thankfully we hit a Penix redemption, which was really cool. The Falcons and the Bears killed in that break.
Wow, and it wasn't like the divvy the Falcons.
I divvied the Falcons. It was the last team. It was the very last team, and he
Because I hopped
killed it.
in, like a lot of times I'll always hop in when I'm driving home unsafely, but it's because I'm in traffic. So like I popped in probably around 1:15-ish, 1:30
Okay.
area, and you just started divvying up. I was like the last 2 spots, that's what I was at. And I saw you like it's like, all right, so this is it. You took the marker out, you're doing this. I was like, there's no way he's like even seeing if I even said anything, like just to say what up, show some
Well,
love.
I try to follow the chat, and that's the thing. Like I do try to follow the chat because that's important. When people talk, it's important to
Oh, absolutely.
to respond.
But
to
like
them
if
and
you're
stuff
trying
like
to
that.
sell,
But I did
you're
not see
supposed
that
to
you
sell
came
it.
in. Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of thought that would be the other. I mean, the other guy, or like kind of where the help would come in.
Well, that's a different conversation. That's a not recorded conversation.
Well, yeah, no, I mean that's to me like when you're getting busy, that's what the other person's like. They're organizing if you're breaking, and then they should just be the ones that are in the chat. But I went through my cards and I took two. I have to go through them again. I definitely have more duplicates, but I have two for you.
Oh, baby. I see Arch
So we got-
Manning.
Yeah, the Arch Manning rated rookie. Nothing.
Is that
nothing
Prism?
special.
Is that Prism?
Yeah.
So it's a Prism base rookie Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then Mosaic NFL debut Michael Penix Jr.
Oh, wow. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I gotta
I
go
have
through
two for you,
like
which I have had
cards
for a
that
long
you're
time.
gonna want, because like I have tons of doubles of things. Like I probably have, like, maybe you might like want the lad, but like I know for some reason I got into one Colts break when I first did my first few,
And
just
you have
because it was
75
like, all right,
AD Mitchells, right?
dude, it's like the only card that Colt that came out. I got that, and then I had this cool Peyton Manning and Anthony Richardson situation. It's like I forgot what it's called.
Love it if Anthony
But,
Richardson. It would be way cooler if it was just Peyton Manning.
Right.
I pulled-
Right. And you know, I got the same situation with Michael Penix, but it's with Michael Vick. So I'm like, these are just not good.
Oh no,
But,
Vic,
you know,
that's
like-
awesome. I would love that. That's Penix and Vic. That's great. That's great. Vic is great. What's wrong with Vic?
I like dogs.
I like dogs too. I love dogs. The guy did something wrong. He paid his debt to society. He did his.
Maybe everybody, people are mad about it. So I mean,
He
like,
did his.
God,
People are not mad about Michael Vick anymore, dude. That was fucking decades ago. How long ago?
bunch
was
of
that?
Karens out there.
No way. Nobody's talking about Michael Vick. The people who are who still, and I mean, no offense to you because you're obviously one of these people too, but I think the people who are still hung up on Michael Vick with the dog thing, like that's way old. And like he did his restitution, he did his reconciliation or whatever you want to call it. He did his penance, and he's made good. You know what I mean? And the guy's allowed, like, you're allowed to make a mistake and then like fix it. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to fix it.
Okay,
And,
we all make mistakes.
right.
I
And
was
that
saying, I
so
thought ever
long
since
ago,
then the
dude.
world had a sour taste.
I don't know about the world though. I think some people might, but I think it's a smaller part of the population. Although I could be wrong. Maybe it is a larger part of the population than I realize. But yeah, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that's
Just,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
I'm sure football people are where you were just saying, and then like everybody who else is not like really into football is probably into like, fuck that guy, him and dogs.
I gotta. You know what? I gotta test that theory. I'm gonna start asking random people.
We're gonna
Not-
say how many people hate like
No, I'm just gonna be like, I'll just ask somebody like, what's your opinion of Michael Vick? And see what they say. Like who? Or they say, oh, I don't like that guy. Or they say, he was great in Madden or whatever they say.
I
was-
rushed
he was
so
a-
many yards with him.
He was a cheat code in Madden. I love him,
He was a cheat code.
but
That guy.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm ready to forgive Michael Vick. Okay, me and Michael Vick, we're fine. We're cool. The beef has been squashed. We're good.
I'm ready to forgive him. I like that.
I've
Let it go.
already forgiven him. Yeah, I've already forgiven. I probably, look. Do I want him dog sitting for me? I don't know. Probably not. Right? He's not the first person I would call, but at the same time, I think I might trust him to dog sit for me for not very long though. A day, like I'm beginning of the day to the end of the day, like not for weeks or anything like that. Not for like a kennel type situation. No. In that case, I'll find somebody else.
Was good. No, yeah, I mean, I'm with you. You make mistakes.
What do you think?
Pay your due.
What do you think out there, listeners? Meet us. What's your opinion on Michael Vick? I can't wait to hear
Yeah, what do you-
Meetus's opinion on Michael
Oh my
Vick.
god. Yeah. Give it a good. He'll give it some depth.
Oh, he's going to give it some depth. I wonder how offensive it's going to be. I wonder. Meetus, what's your opinion on Michael Vick? I do want to know. Comment underneath this video, but try not to get like some sort of violation on YouTube.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, keep it like PG-14.
Sure. Yeah. That's interesting. If you're a viewer right now and you're watching, first of all, thank you. Second of all, what's your opinion on Michael Vick? So there
Bro,
you
you
go.
remember when you used to buy? I don't know. Maybe you didn't buy soda because you're healthy, man. But back in the day, you used to buy like a 20-ounce soda,
Sure.
and then you twist that cap off, and like
It goes
almost every time, dude, you won another one. You won a free Coke.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Why can't we do that again? You know what I mean? Like when did the world come so shit? Couldn't get a free Coke.
What are you talking
Can't
about,
get
dude?
nothing.
Are you doing material right now?
You know what?
Are you doing material right now?
Oh, it was just a serious question.
Okay. What?
Like
So
the
you're
world
telling
was
me?
such a better place
Are you
back
telling
then,
me
around
that
that time.
free Coke in the cap? So they don't do
Yeah,
that. They
wasn't
don't do
those
that anymore. Isn't that like a sometimes promotion and sometimes not? Like, don't they do them like every so often in the year? They do a free Coke or they look under your cap and a redemption for this, that, and the other thing.
I haven't seen that in years.
Really?
But now maybe it's like look under your cap for a code, go online,
Yeah.
download our app,
Right.
and then do this instead of
Right.
just being free Coke.
That's
hand
true.
this in.
Did you get to use the cap as payment for the Coke? You gave the cap to the guy at the 7-Eleven, and he's like, "Have a Coke." I can't believe that.
And he takes the cap. I think
Is that
that's how
true?
it was.
No way.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And then they just got a bag of caps that they're going to get compensated for?
Send the caps in, bro. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that. But you're right, though. The reason is because I didn't drink a lot of soda at that time. I drink more soda now than I did then, and it's still not very much. So you were right at the very beginning of what you said that I don't know anything about this. And I'm like asking you these questions genuinely. I'm not trying to like give you a hard time. I just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I was just like that like it was part of what I heard a comedian say, and it was like that part just really hit
I
home.
knew it.
Like, I remember
I knew
it.
you were doing material right now. I knew you were doing material.
Because I didn't do it in a sense. Like he was talking about the late 90s and early 2000. He was like 1998 to like 2000.
The golden
And
age.
like he named like a bunch of things. Like nothing really stuck with me. Like they were all true and great.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's a fat guy thing. Or that one I just laughed the hardest at because it was just like, oh my God, like you remembered it from that time and then like never again. But like during that time of when like you know, it was like so much good shit was going on.
Yeah, well, that's nostalgia for you. Do you want to shout out this comedian since you just stole his entire act?
It wasn't an act. It was like the 2 seconds.
I'm
He's not even
obviously.
I guess
It's called
technically
hyperbole, Anthony. Jeez.
he's technically. I don't even if you can consider him. Can you know the show Wild 'N Out?
Wiling out. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who's on that show or who was on that show. Okay. I met somebody at NFT NYC a couple years ago, and she ended up being on that show. I think she's like on it from time to time or something like that.
Oh no shit.
She was on Crypto Late. She went from Crypto Late Night to Wiling Out.
The comedian?
She's like a rapper / comedian. Yeah, she's a stand-up comedian, and performer, I suppose.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I forgot his name, but he's one of the guys on there, and it wasn't a stand-up bit. It was like a podcast he was in or an interview or something, more so probably a podcast, but and it was just a clip. I saw like it was a 5-minute clip, and he was just talking like that part came on, and it was like a minute long. But yeah, like just remembering back good old days, dude. Crazy world we live in.
Your audio and video are both off. You are muted. One word, one syllable. Oh, gone. I got it. You just missed Chris.
No way.
Yeah, you did. He was just on. We were talking. Just kidding. He couldn't get his sound to work.
Oh.
Here he's back. He's back. Still muted, though. Still muted. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? You can hear me? Okay. All right. You have to
That's
unmute.
half the battle.
You have to unmute yourself, man. Wait. Ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. Ask to unmute.
Unmute your shit.
There's a little button I could click that says ask to unmute. He's probably just getting like notifications right in his damn face. Right in his face. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris has joined us on the show. Hello, Chris. How are you?
In his awesome angle.
His hair looks like a hat. Like his hair looks like a brim of a hat. I assume that's his hair, or maybe it's a hat.
Oh, he sent a picture in chat.
Okay,
Unable to
yeah.
access microphone. Allow Zoom Workplace to access your microphone. That sounds like a he throws the I don't know hands up.
Chris, you probably gotta shut down Zoom and then go into your settings, and then click the button and then get back on Zoom.
Yeah, it's a you thing, but I'm sorry. I'm just
What?
kidding. Like I know what I'm talking about.
All right, he's gone again. He might come back. We'll see. He might come back. We'll see. Yeah. So Chris is at work. Like I said, we were all on together a couple days ago, but my computer had other ideas. Tell
you what, that's probably better off because.
Oh, you are the one. You are the happiest person in the world that episode didn't get made. Oh my God, guys. I'll wait until Chris is on. We'll wait till Chris gets back before we broach that subject again.
That's not a subject.
But my goodness, bro, you got off so lucky. I feel like you sabotaged my computer somehow.
No, because you know why? I am a man. I'm not soft out here.
Oh yeah. Well, you
what you feel
bullet.
happened and what actually happened are two totally different things.
I'm just looking at the evidence that was presented. That's all I'm saying. What do you got there?
Smiley face.
Nice.
Sure. Whatever.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
You think he fixes it?
No, I don't. I think he's not coming back. I think that he ended up having to go do his job. He tried, but he's gonna have to do his job. He's gonna have to go to work. Yeah, it's all right.
Somebody just offered me a trade in Dynasty.
In which dynasty? Our dynasty?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
There's not. There's not as many movers. I think there's a few of them like in our league like that. It's like me, you, John's in his own little land, and then I feel like maybe that's it, and then everybody else it's just out of necessity or if it looks like it's good for them. Where we are actively moving all the time, different ideas, different plans.
Right.
In this other league, there's a few more of those.
Okay.
Not a lot, but there's a few more people that are and then there's people that are just firing shit off for no reason, which is kind of similar to what I do. But offered me, I have Derrick Henry. They offered me a 2026 first. So I think that's I'm not. I just declined it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what your thoughts are in that value because I don't think that's a terrible offer. It's not oh dude, get out of here. That's a fair offer.
It's a fair opener. It's a fair opener. You got to get more than a first round pick, more than one first for Derrick Henry. You're not
getting two.
Why not?
I don't know.
There you go.
I think it's a bold move, Cotton.
He is back. Unmute. Can you do it?
No.
Oh. So
Don't suck
So
on your
close.
finger like that, dude. It looks weird. Ew.
All right, I'm blurring that out.
That's for the Patreon.
So you did the settings and it's still not working? Oh,
He
wait,
didn't
hold
do
on
the
a second,
settings.
Chris. Maybe I can.
I wouldn't have done this.
Let me see if I can help you out here. I can help you out. Ready, Chris?
My fucking ass hurts.
There he is. That's Chris.
Doggy style football.
That.
Doggy style football. That's it.
Was that in the same sentence?
Yeah. Same word, 3 words. It's a brand new sentence. Yeah.
Doggy style football.
Is that when we were doing Pictionary?
Yeah. Yeah. Pictionary was very good.
That's a
Yeah, we
dick.
need that.
Yeah.
That's a dick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
Look at this.
look at his face.
Ladies and
That's a
gentlemen, joining the show, the bottom of Chris's face and chin. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in hot from Belmar, Chris's
Oh wait.
no. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, I'm
What?
back, motherfucker.
What is happening
Oh,
right
what
now? What is happening
of
right
you.
now? There's 2 Chris's. One Chris Chris can't unmute himself, and the other Chris is having a party.
Stop
That guy right there.
Hello and welcome.
Can you guys hear me?
The other way. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. This
Yes.
this Chris we can
Hi,
hear.
guys.
The other Chris is still muted.
The
That's
other Chris
funny.
is dead and
Chris,
stupid.
what are you up to? How's work going?
So far so good. It's kind of quiet right now. It's the quiet before the storm. We're about to get busy in probably like the next 20 minutes to half hour.
Thursday's
Yeah,
a,
that's when the kids come out.
oh, the other Chris just left. Thursday's a big day, right? Thursday's like Thirsty
Yes.
Thursdays or something.
Yeah, and for us, every last Thursday of the month they do a game. It's a spin off of The Price is Right, so they call it The Price is Wrong,
Ah, smart.
and it gets pretty packed out for that. It's pretty cool.
Nice, nice.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah. There you go.
Hell yeah! But how you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Oh,
we're doing well.
Peachy.
Yeah, we do. We
Dude,
did.
do you work out in the streets like?
Oh, beautiful.
No, I'm actually
He's
I
behind-
am
he's behind
just out in the
building,
parking
right?
lot right now.
Yeah.
Got it. I was making sure. Well, listen, if you end up being in the streets at night, no worries. Between your shirt and your hair, they will see you.
Yeah, they will.
There you go.
You're
So-
a dickhead.
Chris, we
Love
won't keep you too long because I know that you're actually doing your job right now, and we don't want to give a bad impression to the old bosses. But
And you know what's fun?
go ahead.
My boss is right here.
Oh, nice. go slap the back of his head. Just go slap the back of his head and tell him it was a prank.
Lotion it.
All right, so Chris, I just want to put this in your mind because I need one of us to remember this. The next time the 3 of us. Oh, he just muted himself.
Nope. I'm sorry. I was just answering a question. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no problem.
Guys,
The-
I'm
the
listening.
Thank you. The next time that we're all together, we just have to remember to have the conversation because the episode got ruined. So we just we have to remember to have the conversation again about how Anthony pooped his pants in his car.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
Just make
I'm
a
gonna put
mental
that in my
note.
notes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll put that on the notes app as soon as we
poop my
disconnect here. But yeah, I just
Perfect.
wanted to hop on real quick. I know you guys, are shooting, and I really appreciate it, and I can't be there.
No
But
worries.
you guys are awesome. I love you guys. I love everybody. Like and subscribe.
Say
know
the
the whole
line.
deal.
Say the line so they at least can hear it.
All right, guys. Follow us. You can find us every week on YouTube at youtube.com/the Two Clouded Minds Show. We're all over social media at Two Clouded Minds. If you want to stalk us individually, you know already. I am at Chris_is_not_funny, and they'll finish the rest at the end of the show. But for now, I love you guys. Stay clouded.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Thanks for
I'll text you in a little bit.
thanks for dialing in.
Thank you.
Later.
Thought that was a perfect entry point, and then he just popped back in. That was funny.
Not bad. Yeah, so there you go.
My man.
Yep. So
Little Chris.
we got our Chris
on the
appearance.
job.
Yep. There it is. As a matter of fact, you know what? This is good enough as good a place as any to call it, I think. we just got the sign off from Chris. You got anything else you wanted to cover before we let it go? Oh, here's one thing I will say.
Okay.
We did talk a little bit about my job earlier in the episode. I did get something of a promotion at my job. So like I was working nights, and my nights made it difficult with this new job for us to get together sometimes, and certainly not able to do live shows. But now that I have changed my schedule around, now I'm working during the day, and I get out Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. We could be looking at some live streams getting started back up again. So it's just a little announcement, little teaser announcement for the general population here, for the public, that you might be seeing Clouded Minds live streams back as soon as next month.
That's nice.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, guys, you heard Chris. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We do our best to bring the show to you every single week, come hell or high water. So we will see you next week. Don't know where, don't know when. Hopefully it's Wednesdays again. We're going to get back on the schedule, I think. It just might take a little while to get the bumps ironed out, but we'll get back on the schedule again. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely make sure that you follow us on all social media at the Two Clouded Minds Show. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. And like I said, comment underneath this video what's your opinion on Michael Vick. We will see you next week. I'm Dave for Anthony. Stay clouded.